Not long from now, the PSTV for the VI for the 2-hour program, but to kind of get you in the mood and loosen you up a little bit, much like they do on, you know, the Letterman show, the Leno show, Jimmy Fallon. Who am I leaving out? Conan O'Brien. We have our own house comedian to warm up the audience. Please give it a big round of applause. Give it up for Monday Night Football guy.
Can you believe it's some material with her? I guess I went to a place called Chubby's and over here, expect to get a good cheeseburger. And it's like soups and salads and healthy stuff. It's like, where's her? It's like the making like crushed up milk pass to get a pedicure. I guess back a couple weeks ago, I saw a dog deflate on my phone. I guess I'm sure seen it. It's like, wow, that thing deflated faster than the Packer playoff run. This is watching the Asturian Open, and they call it a happy sound. Of course, the next morning they call it Hangover Part 4. The last thing to struggle on national Canada. The last thing to struggle on National Hockey Night in Canada, I guess, and I guess that's kind of true. I guess as soon as they're out here, Canada, they go, oh no. It's P and Vikings have one thing in common. They can't win the big one. Of course, the Vikings can't win the big game, and Power can't win PST. I see that Channel 5 is kind of clean house over here. Really come over and clean mine. I wish I watch the Olympics opening Olympics the other night, and of course, Russians can't scoop the rings. I think we had really on the rosy. I can't talk about much of course, and we saw the Canterbury party a bit, and saw people go to the hospital. So I was like, oh, they go over. That's it. They're taking us some memorabilia still there. By the college golf swings from the golf show. I guess took a trip to Walnut Grove, I guess work a few years ago, and there's one thing I noticed. There wasn't the cases at Little House on Prairie, but they had good pizza. I guess went to Target, I guess, a little bit ago, a couple weeks ago, and somebody sold my identity, but they returned it. But they asked for a refund. They didn't want to be me. And I think I guess Joe and met next door neighbor for my neighbor's band. She should be 3D. 3D, but that's my apartment number. Hey.
Let's hear it for Monday Night Football.
Normally, this is when Carson would invite you on the couch where we don't have room. Thanks, Monday Night Football guy. Nice job. How about, let's hear it again for Monday Night Football guy. You feel kind of warmed up now, loosened up a little bit, ready for PSTV? We'll be starting momentarily. Enjoy your pizza and your beverages by Aspire Beverage. You'll be hearing more and more about these folks. If you've been watching the Minnesota Wild, you'll see their TV commercials on. So Aspire Beverages, they're for athletics, but they don't have any of the junk that some of the well, you know the big names, right? The Big G and Powerade and such. I mean, it even says right on it, it says, warning, this drink contains pure performance, no junk, only good stuff. It may cause victory, achievement beyond your wildest dreams, and epic greatness. So look for it at stores near you, and we appreciate them helping sponsor the Preposterous Statement Tournament. Beverages provided by Spire. We have some coffee, too, and, of course, food from Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
good news or money, leave a message.
To listen back to a portion of today's show with Paul Allen or to hear previous shows, visit Fan On Demand at KFAN.com.
KFAN, Total Traffic.
Yeah, you got the big deal.
From the Holiday Station Stores Traffic Center, here's a look at the roads, brought to you by Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry. And we are accident-free out here on the roads, not really seeing any trouble spots at all. Keep an eye for the construction on 35E, both north and southbound between University and Maryland. Who's reconstructing traffic lanes and doing all sorts of other work there. It's part of the Cayuga project in the last through 2015. That's traffic on the Fan. Shop Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry, and remember that Jared has 5 times the selection of ordinary jewelry stores, so you're not likely to find that perfect timepiece or gift of fine jewelry. Find a Jared store or shop anytime at jared.com.
Introducing An American Story with Tom Brokaw. Award-winning journalist and author Tom Brokaw covers newsworthy current events, historic figures, and notable moments in history that impact the lives of Americans today.
We have a new infant in our family, the first boy grandson. As you might expect, he's getting a lot of attention. We're singing songs, playing fist bump and high fives, giving him lots of hands-on toys. That's what families do, right? Well, sadly, in too many families, wrong. Mom is too busy working or dad is missing. And now there's more evidence that early childhood development is a key to a long and happy life. Those not exposed to real interaction pay a price. They're slow to read, and those slow to read are more likely to get into trouble or have unhappy lives. So a thought for all you baby boomers out there. Find a local daycare center and become a surrogate grandparent. After all, you promised us you would save the world. How about saving just one child? I'm Tom Brokaw. This is An American Story.
Caleb, how are you, boy?
If you're shopping for individual or family health insurance in Minnesota, Health Partners has an affordable plan matched perfectly to you.
How about single people?
We can match them to a plan.
Families with kids?
Health Partners has them covered.
Kids no longer with mom and dad?
Yeah, what do you got?
Sure thing.
How about barbershop quartets?
Individually, yes.
Psychics?
They know the answer.
How about
Health Partners can match a plan to
Second
anyone.
spot,
Even
first
anyone.
break.
To find an affordable plan matched perfectly to you,
Okay.
visit healthpartners.com/individual today.
Valentine's Day is this Friday, and
All right,
ProFlowers is
that
offering an
works.
amazing deal on our Ultimate Valentine's Special. 1 dozen long-stem assorted roses, plus a free glass vase, a free teddy bear, free soothing spa kit, and a free box of chocolates for just $39.99. Go to ProFlowers.com, click on the blue radio microphone in the upper right corner, and enter the secret code 7373. But hurry, this incredible radio-only Ultimate Valentine's Special expires this Thursday or while supplies last. Order now from ProFlowers to get guaranteed Valentine's Day delivery. 1 dozen gorgeous long-stem assorted roses sent fresh from the fields, guaranteed to stay fresh and beautiful for at least 7 full days, plus a free vase, free teddy bear, a free spa kit, and free chocolates, all for only $39.99. Hurry, this exclusive radio-only offer expires this Thursday. The only way to get this amazing deal is to visit ProFlowers.com. Click on the blue microphone in the upper right corner and enter the secret code 7373. That's ProFlowers.com, secret code 7373.
Ted, to be here for Joffrey Medicine Center. Okay, Rubes, show of hands. Who out there is nearsighted, farsighted, or has astigmatism? Now, who out there would love to stop messing with those dry, uncomfortable, annoying contacts? Okay, last one.
This is a really good commercial,
Who's
guys.
ready to save hundreds of dollars a year that you would spend on glasses, contacts, solution, exams? Well, if your hand is up,
see if it works.
put it back on the wheel.
How many fingers do I have
Go
up?
to Joffy.com.
5?
Joffy Medicine Center is one of the Twin Cities' premier LASIK providers, offering experienced LASIK doctors.
Let's hear it again for Monday Night Football,
technology. Not only does Joffy provide you with a customized LASIK treatment, but you could also receive the
Imagine
benefits
if you were
and freedom of crisp,
a young
clear, and
comic
natural high definition
and you had to
20/20
follow
vision.
that
Or
act
maybe
right now.
better than 20/20.
Go up on stage and follow that. You couldn't do it, right? You would refuse. You'd say, "Look, I'm going to go over to the, I'm going to go over to the comedy store. I'm going to go over to Catch a Rising Star and work there. Nice work."
Go to Joffy.com today.
That was exclusive just to you guys, too. That wasn't on air, so.
Yeah, it looks like it really got you in a festive mood.
Valentine's Day is this Friday.
Looks like it really worked well.
Bring an amazing deal. 1 dozen gorgeous long-stem assorted roses, plus a free elegant ruby vase.
M&F, you should be on the stage.
Chocolates for just
There's one leaving at 12 noon.
Go to ProFlowers.com. Click on the
Wah, wah, wah.
0404. But hurry, this incredible deal expires this Thursday at midnight. Flour prices will skyrocket this
Any of the
week.
statements? Oh, not at all.
To get huge savings. Plus,
This top secret stuff.
It's guaranteed. 1 dozen colorful, long-stem assorted roses sent fresh from the field, guaranteed to stay fresh and beautiful for at least 7 full days. Plus a free premium ruby base and free gourmet chocolates, all for only $29.99. Remember, flour prices can double, even triple this week. And
No,
this
you got a
incredible
special.
offer
You got about 3 minutes
expires
open.
this Thursday at midnight. The only way to get this amazing deal is to visit
Only 3 minutes? That's big time.
We were looking for like a 5 or 6 minute
The
open.
secret code 0404. That's proflowers.com. Secret code 0404.
Wedding Day Diamonds with custom
Caleb,
design jewelry,
security.
start to finish in 3D, completely free.
Daily coverage live from the Winter Olympics in Sochi on FM 100.3, KFXN Minneapolis, St. Paul. The Fan.
Anybody aspire to be a common
3.5.
man,
I
an
forgot
average
this part.
man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest. And the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
it's like, hello?
Last year, the Queen of Chlorine won a gold medal in PSTV.
The Queen of Chlorine! The Queen of Chlorine! You are the Preposterous Statement Tournament Roman numeral V champion.
Say something, I'm giving up on.
Sometimes the pitcher's the hardest guy, one of the harder guys to face. The fact that you want to walk him, or you definitely don't want to give a hit to him.
I'll be the one if you want me to.
This year, there were a number of candidates vying for PST glory. Chris Hockey,
You know, as a little boy growing up in a small town, there was one thing that I wanted to do with my life, and that was win the Preposterous Statement Tournament. And to get as close as I have the last few years, it's been a great thing. It's great to be nominated, but I want to win this thing for my mom, for my dad, for my grandparents, for my third cousin. I hope this is my year. I can't wait.
Paul Allen,
As a PST Hall of Famer, I'm proud to have had brackets named after me. I'm proud to have had a record amount of statements in PST du jour, but I'm not proud that I've never won. This year, I'm taking down the prize.
Ben Lieber,
You know, in my 10 years in the NFL, I always want to be an All-Pro, maybe win a Super Bowl, but deep down inside, I really want that Preposterous Statement Award. That's something that I've always dreamed of, even as a little kid. So hopefully I get it this year.
There's only one way to beat us. It starts with the C and ends with the T.
Man, you are one pathetic loser. Tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody.
I believe this is one of the best jobs in college basketball.
I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Yes, I am, yes, I am, yes, I am. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man.
I almost think you're better off if this game stays scoreless for a long time.
Question for you, though. What did you start at when you started broadcasting?
Oh, I was in a small little town called Great Falls.
Exactly. You worked your way to get to the top.
He's going to have a lot of success over there because they don't know him. That's right.
He's loose!
I know that I messed up a few times, or what you want to call it.
I believe the Minnesota Vikings make the NFC title game this year.
let the preposterousness begin. PSTVI starts right now. The Preposterous Statement Tournament Selection Show is on the air all across the PST Radio Network. The PST Selection Show is brought to you by Sport Clips, Canterbury Card Casino, Xfinity by Comcast, United Credit Consultants, food provided by Papa John's, beverages provided by Aspire Beverage.
And we know who Christian Ponder is. He's never going to be an elite quarterback. He doesn't need to be. You're almost better off with a guy like Ponder because you've got Adrian Peterson.
Now, let's go live to the KFAN press box in St. Louis Park alongside PST analyst Paul Charchian and PST historian Tana B. Here with the call of today's selection show, the voice of the Preposterous Statements Tournament, the common man, Dan Cole.
Greetings, good afternoon, and thank you and welcome to the press box for PSTVI. Standing room only crowd. You don't know how lucky you are. This will be one of those where were you moments for all of you that were here, particularly for the portion of PSTVI that was not for broadcast, that was done during the very end of the Paul Allen Project, closed circuit. You were warmed up by none other than the fastest rising young comedian in the country, and he has been for about 15 years now. Let's hear it again for Monday Night Football guy.
Yeah.
What a performance. He almost seemed to have a little Barney Rubble in him, didn't he? He was really good at what he did, and so we appreciate it. Fresh material, too. He said he could do 10 minutes. He said he could do 10 minutes, which quadrupled his previous set in time, quadrupled the time. So
He didn't quite make it to 10 minutes.
no, but he did a really nice job. Again, Teneby, thank you, Paul Charchin. Good to see you again. We're here for PSTVI, and this is. It seems like it's hard to believe a year has already gone by, as far as I am concerned, that it's been a year and all the preposterous statements that have been uttered. We probably had more uttered this year that you could probably fill 2 or 3 years, and we did them all in a 365-day period. We have so much to get to, but before we do that, we'd like to welcome to the stage to sing our national anthem. He performed on The Voice. He's from Eden Prairie. Please welcome Mark Andrew. Mark, before he gets started, just want to say thanks for joining us. We really appreciate that.
Oh, of course.
Now, tell us a little bit about your The Voice. How long ago was that you were on now? It's been...
Well, they're about to start a new season here, I think, this month.
Right.
So I would be 2 seasons ago now.
2 seasons ago?
Yep.
Well, that experience, my guess is you've never had an experience quite like that. I know you've been performing a lot, but that might have been a thrill of a lifetime.
It was pretty outrageous, just to know that you're singing in front of millions of people.
Yeah.
It's pretty outrageous. And
Very similar to this.
Oh, yeah.
Are you more nervous here or more nervous for being on The Voice?
The Voice was a little bit more intimidating.
A little bit. Well, but you did say that you weren't expecting a live studio audience here, so you were
that's
really
true. Yeah,
prepared
this
for
is a
it.
surprise.
Yeah, and this is a tough.
This song's more intimidating.
This is a tough crowd.
Yeah.
Let's just say this. This is a very tough crowd. So now, since The Voice, what have you been doing? What has your career skyrocketed, stayed the same? I know you've obviously been able to parlay it into a pretty significant career so far.
Yeah, it's afforded me some opportunities to to kind of get into more clubs around the Twin Cities here. I've been trying to perfect my act with trying to put together the right characters around me and good players, and finally this year I'm going down to South by Southwest here.
Oh, really?
I'll be playing on March 12th at Handlebar down in Austin.
Oh, sweet. That's big time, yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting. And beyond that, I'm doing the Beer Advocates show at St. Patrick's Day. I'm opening up that.
You advocate. You're advocating for beer. You're for beer.
I consider myself a beer advocate as well. Yeah.
Mark Andrew is for beer. Folks, how about you? Anybody else for beer?
And rum.
You gotta like them. So, well, without further ado, why don't we, gentlemen and ladies, would we all please rise, and gentlemen, remove your hats, as Mark Andrew of The Voice from Eden Prairie sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well done, Mark Andrew. Thank you very much. Just terrific.
Can I do a quick impression of you really quick?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
You guys,
you just missed the flyover.
Oh, oh my God! Look out!
Yeah.
We forgot
Can
the
they
flyover.
circle around and come back?
Can they circle around and come back?
I've been working on this common impression
Okay, wait now.
for.
Flyover.
Oh, here we go.
Sorry, already blew it. Rewind. Wish we had the rewind button. Are you doing an impression of the Common Man?
Yeah, I've been listening to you on the job sites here for quite a long time, and so I've been working on it. So it goes like this, ready? So 3, 2, 1.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Mark Andrew over the voice. He'll be at South by Southwest in March. Thanks again. We really
He enraptured the audience with that.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah, that was-
But then again, the threshold for entertainment of this audience is your show.
That's
so.
a very good point.
We're not setting the bar high.
Tough act to follow with Monday Night Football. It's good for you, Mark, that there was a little bit of time spaced out between your performance and Monday Night Football, guys, because I don't know if how far you would have made it. We want to again thank all of our sponsors here today. They include Sport Clips, Canterbury Card Casino, Xfinity by Comcast, United Credit Consultants. Food is provided by Papa John's, and our beverages by Aspire Beverages. Let's do this. We'll take a short pause. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we will let the preposterousness begin as we begin to unveil the 68 phrases in the field for the Preposterous Statement Tournament VI, broadcasting live from the KFAN press box here on The Fan.
Dan Cole, the Common Man. Weekdays at noon on The Fan.
It's finally
after this
Ram
one?
Truck Month, and here we are, a year later. The
And then, is there a
back-to-back
spot at the
winner
end of
Motor
traffic?
Trend's Truck of the Year. It's never been done before.
Okay,
Some even
I've
said
got
it
to
was
watch
impossible.
here so I can time it. It's
Of course, they probably
my
said the
Bachman's
same
is a
thing
30,
about
correct?
The Ram 1500's best-in-class 25 miles per gallon highway, and putting a man on the moon. But that's progress. After all, modern times call for modern trucks, and the timing couldn't be any better. Get a great deal at Ram Truck Month. Well-qualified current owners of Ram trucks get a low-mileage lease on the 2014 Ram 1500 Express Quad Cab 4x4 with a Hemi V8 engine for $199 a month for 24 months with $28.09 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. EPA estimated 25 mpg highway based on V6 4x2. Call 1-877-RAM-5722 for details. Vehicles must be registered to purchaser for 30 days to be eligible. 25-cent charge for each mile over 20,000. Requires dealer contribution or lease through Chrysler Capital. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 3/3.
Okay. KFAN, Total Traffic.
From the Holiday Station Store's Traffic Center, here's a look at the roads. Brought to you by the Double XL Steak Nachos from Taco Bell, Liv Moss. Right now, we've got a slow-moving maintenance vehicle out on westbound 494, the Minnesota River Bridge. That left lane is closed. Other than that, the rest of the road's in pretty good shape. 94 eastbound, that on-ramp to southbound 52 remains closed long-term. That's traffic on The Fan. The Double XL Steak Nachos from Taco Bell with over a pound of toppings and triple the steak only at Taco Bell at participating locations for a limited time. Triple the steak based on the 1.5-ounce portion steak. Taco 1-pound claim based on average weight. Individual product weights may vary.
Spread your love around this Valentine's Day. Bachman's award-winning designers have two complimentary red rose and white hydrangea arrangements in black vases that can be displayed together or separately. Together they look truly unique, or send them separately, one for at home, one for at the office. Give one to your wife and one to your daughter. Order at Bachmans.com or by phone. Bachman's, beautiful ideas, real value. Again, that's Bachmans.com or just call them on the phone. Bachman's, beautiful ideas, real value.
'Tis the beginning of 9. We're sitting fine. It's time for our disposal. Twins need 3 outs amid the shouts. We're bringing in the closer. We're
he's here.
bringing in the closer. The sky is not a poser. A former Golden Gopher. Glenn Perkins, he's our closer. He doesn't serve an omelette, but his name sounds like
No, don't do that.
Or
Yeah,
host
no
the
music.
Wild Kingdom, but
Yep.
I bet you that he could. That fastball has
Otherwise
a
it'll be
lot
2
of
hours
His
of that
slider,
song.
it's got bite. He doesn't need to bleach them, and his teeth are pretty white. He's got a beard, and he is feared, though his middle name is Weston. His ERA is low today. On his laurels, he's not resting. We're bringing in the closer. The sky is not a poser. A former Golden Gopher. It's Glenn Perkins. He's our closer.
Minnesota Twins single-game tickets go on sale Saturday, February 22nd at 10 a.m. Get yours by visiting twinsbaseball.com or by calling 800-33-TWINS.
Hey, it's Corey Cove, Power Trip Morning Show. It's a new year. Don't let another year pass you by dealing with glasses or contacts.
Get LASIK in 2014. Start the process now by scheduling your free LASIK exam at whitingclinic.com. Whiting Clinic has the lowest price in the Twin Cities on custom lifetime LASIK, and they have Dr. David Whiting, who's done over 95,000 LASIK procedures,
what I'm gonna
number
do-
one in the Twin
here's what I
Cities,
plan to
top
do
1% in the entire country. You can change your life in 2014, but get started today. Set up your free LASIK exam at whitingclinic.com.
Before you ask your girlfriend to be your Valentine forever, come to Shane Company and see hundreds of engagement rings that no other jeweler or website has. There's no pressure to buy or spend more than you wanted to with our non-commissioned salespeople at Shane Company.
Hello, this is Tom Lyons, host of today'sbusinessradio.com, inviting you to tune in for our executive summaries every weekday afternoon right after the top 5 at 5 during Barrero. You will learn great business insights from top Twin Cities businesses like Venture Bank, Atomic Data, and Kepke Bueller Law.
It's Fallon.
And meet us for the 9th annual Before I
Gull
go to
Lake
this Frozen 4.
February 21st to the 23rd.
It's only the largest snowmobile, pond hockey, and snow golf event in the world.
And we'll be there Friday night.
More at GullLakeFrozen4.com. That's F-O-R-E.
GullLakeFrozen4.com.
So C-Carb just reminded you
Introducing
when
a
we have
breakthrough in
video,
cat litter
too.
from
Hot
Arm & Hammer.
Arm & Hammer Clump and Seal is totally different than what I've used before. Even after 7 days, it was odor-free. There was some sort of sealing magic happening.
Only Clump and Seal forms a tight seal around odor and destroys it with unique Arm & Hammer odor eliminators and baking soda for a 7-day odor-free home guaranteed.
I've tried every product. This is really pretty remarkable.
New Clump and Seal cat litter. 7-day odor-free home guaranteed. Look on the package for $3 off.
100,000 watts of speculation, day and night. This is FM 100.3, The Fan.
Programming on The Fan today being brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant.
You can make it hot. Welcome once again to the KFAN Press Box here at 1600 Utica Avenue South. Preposterous Statement Tournament, VI Selection Show. I'm the common man, Dan Cole, with PST, VI, or just PST historian, Tenna B, and of course our PST analyst, Paul Charchian. Before we unveil the seedings for our very first region, which will be the Xfinity by Comcast region, let's go to our sideline reporter, the tasteless box of mashed potatoes, Justin Guard, for the first time today. JG? JG? Thank you, JG. Our answer to Pam Oliver. So there you go. Now, there's not the people outside in the lobby aren't the only folks that are disappointed. Many others, literally hundreds of tens of thousands of couple 13, 14 people are probably listening to the radio right now. If they want to get a inside view of this, a sneak preview, they'd like to watch PSTV, they can do that, right, Genevieve?
Yeah, you can watch the video live streaming right now at KFAN.com. Go to the Common Man program page if you're unable to make it.
Let's do this. Let's get right to it now. Let's get to our very first region, our Xfinity by Comcast region. Old friend, let's let the preposterousness begin. Xfinity by Comcast region, the #1 seed, Paul Allen. And Paul had this to say literally 6 or 7 months ago.
I believe the Minnesota Vikings make the NFC title game this year. You're on your own after that. But we are going to the
team.
We are going to the NFC title game this year, and the team to go to the Super Bowl from the NFC will either be us or the Atlanta Falcons.
Paul Allen. And, of course, sitting right next to him at the time that preposterous statement was uttered, I wished I'd have been there, and that would have been broadcast live. My guess is your jaw dropped to the floor. Please welcome our analyst for PSTVI, Paul Charchian.
Thank you. Very pleased to be back. You know, I think given the credentials I've got as a video game radio show host, it only makes sense that I'm here in this capacity.
Absolutely.
I was sitting next to PA, and even funnier is that seconds before he picked Minnesota Atlanta, I gave him Seattle Denver. and then
you just missed
it. That's right. And as it turns out, and it's a little bit unfair, of course, now in hindsight, but the two teams combined for 9 wins, and will be picking 6th and 8th in the NFL draft.
Yeah, so they didn't quite make it.
I know, Paul, you haven't had a lot of success yourself in the preposterous statement.
No.
But how about 2 big-time assists? You got a #1 seed you're assisting here, and then last year you assisted on the Kevin Gorg losing hundreds of pounds for a horse.
Yes.
And those 2 monumental statements you were a part of.
It feels good to just be in sort of the flotsam of preposterous statement greatness.
And in both cases, you tried to give them some wiggle room. You tried to give them a way out. You said, well, Seattle, Denver, but he went with Atlanta, Minnesota, and then you said to Gorg, 100
pounds.
But he didn't want to back down.
No. I asked him if the jockey was getting off of the horse, if that was the 100 pounds. And
now he's a Hall of Famer.
And now he's a Hall of Famer. He made it yesterday. How many people heard that yesterday? Kevin Gorg into the Hall of Fame. Of course, he still tried to backpedal out of his preposterous statement by saying, well, 25 pounds from 100. He conveniently forgot the S at the end of his hundreds. Paul Allen, #1 seed, will face the winner of our stay-in game. Will be 16 seed Lavelle Neal III, who said baseball managers have to make hundreds of decisions a night. Lavelle will face Lil B, the 17 seed Lil B. The feminine touch to the program told Common, quote, I'm low maintenance.
Well, she is compared to her husband, who has to do all of the maintenance around the house, the shoveling, the lawn care, the garbage.
Yeah, this is true.
As for Lavelle, the hundreds of decisions that managers have to make, I don't think we should dismiss it so quickly. For example, there's which inning should I nod off in? There's does my paunch look better in home colors or road whites? There's Skoll or Redmond. Those are tough calls.
Those are
very tough decisions.
And I guess maybe that's what will weigh into the voting by the listeners, that maybe we just offhand thought, well, just strictly baseball decisions. But if you mix in, which direction should I go to the ballpark tonight? Should I take should I take 94 or should I take 100? So there's a lot of different decisions to be made.
By the way, Lavelle 0-3 overall in the preposterous statement tournament, and Lil B has never made it. This is her debut.
And Lavelle bitter that he was nominated for the Hall of Fame. He filed a formal complaint with the PSTV Hall of Fame committee. So more on that later. Moving to our first matchup, #8 seed versus #9 seed, always our favorites because it's a coin flip basically. The 8 seed is former NFL referee Bernie Kukar. When talking about how refs are chosen for the Super Bowl, he said, normally they don't take the guys that work the championship games into the Super Bowl. What they usually do is take them out of the first or second round of the playoffs because they don't want a guy sitting around for 5 weeks or so not having any games to officiate. They could get a little rusty. So they like to take them out of the first or second round so they don't have too much lag time between the next game and the Super Bowl. That will square off against #9 seed Jerry Kill. He was commenting on the hiring of Richard Pitino. He said, quote, he's taken the hard path a little bit, and I like that.
It's a little bit like being born into the Bush family. It's a very, very difficult path to go.
Very difficult path to be born a Pitino.
Really is.
It's hard to be given that assistant coach job for your dad as your first
I think I'll go into college coaching. Try something different.
Yes.
Yeah.
If his last name were Richard Cole, do you think he'd have that job now?
They call him Dick for sure. What do you like in this one? I mean,
I can't even understand what Bernie's trying to say, to be honest. It sounds like you want to have guys that don't have too much time off, but then they're picking guys from the first 2 rounds, so he contradicts himself in the middle of this. It's a very confusing statement, and at the crux of it is the assumption that officials get rusty.
Yeah, not too long.
I guess that's I think it's too confusing for the typical common man listener to try to decipher this. So I believe that the Jerry Kill, Richard Pitino 9 seed will prevail.
It's nice and simple. Short and simple.
It'll be interesting to see. Now we have our number 5 seed, Mike Pelfrey, when discussing the American versus National League's differences and the DH versus the pitcher. This is what he had to say.
I would never, say that I'd rather face, the DH than the pitcher, but sometimes that pitcher's the hardest guy, one of the harder guys to face. For the fact that you want to walk him, or you definitely don't want to give up a hit to him.
Hardest guy to face.
Hardest guy to face.
You don't want to face that pitcher.
Oh, no, you certainly don't. I mean, there is a scenario where I think you don't want to, and that's if your intention is to plunk the batter. Because this is the one guy who could retaliate 2 times, both when you come up to bat, and then, frankly, you just hit him, the ball's on the ground, and he could turn around and plunk you back.
This is true.
So there is that one scenario right there.
Golf analyst Brandel Chambly will face Mike Pelfrey. He's the 12th seed. Chambly said on the 2-stroke penalty against Tiger Woods in the Masters, he goes, this will cast a dark shadow over the entire day of golf, over this entire event, but more importantly, over his entire career for the rest of his life. A 2-shot penalty.
2-shot penalty. Fast forward to Tiger Woods' Hall of Fame induction speech. It's maybe 2040, and he's looking back saying, my singular regret is my missed drop in 2013.
9-iron into the back. Yeah. 9-iron into the back of the Escalade, or the 2-stroke penalty. Which one do you think was worse for him? And there you have it. Just a terrific Brandel Chambly. We move on to our next matchup, a 4 seed versus a 13. As we know, just like in the NCAA tournament, do you have any numbers? I don't want to put you on the spot, but do we have a lot of 13 seeds that upset a 14 seed? Because we've seen that happen many times in March Madness.
I don't have that information for you, Common.
But you do have other. Do you have any other tidbits?
Not regarding that.
Oh, not regarding that.
No,
Put
I
him
don't
on the
have.
spot.
I didn't look that deep into the stats.
Where's intern guy? He's looking. Intern guy's looking to move up. Number 4 seed Solomon Wilcox on Christian Ponder. He said, "Quote: There are some quarterbacks that need playmakers, and there are some that are playmakers."
And then there are some that are neither, guys that can neither make plays and can help their playmakers. They're called Viking quarterbacks.
Wow.
John Gruden, NFL analyst, of course, was a Super Bowl winning coach. On Josh Freeman's struggles to understand the Vikings playbook, he said, quote, "This is very sophisticated, complex football. Viking football."
It's so sophisticated and complex that Bill Musgrave could run it off the back of an index card.
Hand off to AP left, hand off to AP right, throw it incomplete, bring in the punter.
And based on Josh Freeman's interpretation of this sophisticated, complex offense, this offense apparently involves throwing balls into the first tier of the audience.
And sometimes the second. I think there's one ball still right now orbiting planet Earth. 6 seed Stuart Scott called the celebrity basketball game, quote, "one of the most anticipated events in sports." Celebrity basketball game. I didn't even know there was a celebrity basketball game. That's how little I anticipated it. He'll face number 11 seed Ray Edwards, who broke Michael Strahan's single-season set. Ray Edwards, who retired and is now a boxer. This is what he said to the Common Man.
I got a question for you, though. What did you start at when you started broadcasting?
Oh, I was in a small little town called Great Falls.
Exactly. You worked your way to get to the top.
Well, don't laugh. Now, Ray Edwards is right. If the alternative is that you prepped your way up to the top.
Yeah, well, that's true.
In that regard, you did work your way up to the top.
I did work my way to the top.
There's 2 parts of it, the fact that he worked and the fact that he's at the top.
Yeah.
That's true.
That goes against him.
I'm still just number 28. Number 3, Randy Kay of CNN said, "I feel like every time I'm doing a news story is like giving birth." So...
That was on with Barrera. I should have gotten the audio for that one.
So, for Randy Kay, giving birth is as mundane as her day job. Giving birth? What, her birth canal can double as the Lowry Hill Tunnel? So, Randy's like, what to do tonight? What to do tonight? I got to write my script. I got to update the teleprompter. Got to get into makeup. I got to give birth, cut the cord. I've got to get into the studio. Got to name the child, and then do the show and drive home.
Got to see if I can lactate. That was uncalled for. Randy will face 14-seeded Dick Bramer. He said, Correa is probably more upset he fell behind on the count 3-1 than giving up the home run. That's inside baseball stuff, see?
Now, granted, for Twins pitchers, it's a lot more common to give up the home run than to actually be down 3-1.
This is true.
Count. Imagine if every Twins pitcher was shaken up over falling behind in the count. It'd be worse than, more so than allowing a home run. It'd be mass suicides on the pitcher's mound if that happened. We'd be pitcher's mound would have things like the rosin bag and razor blades and nooses, sleeping pills, and Herschel Walker's running car.
Yeah, there would be a long list of it. There's no question. I think this will. I don't know if this will please you or annoy you, but the 7th seed in the region, Paul Charchian, was talking about the opportunity for a fan to announce the Vikings' fourth round draft pick and what it would mean to that person.
How much fun would that be? Oh my God, this is a fantastic opportunity. That would be life-changing.
What was it again?
You get to announce the Vikings' 4th round draft pick. How great would that be to be up on the stage and make the call? That'd be awesome.
Life-changing for Monday Night Football guy maybe, but I think for the average person, I don't know if it's life-changing. What do you have to say about it?
I think it would be fantastic. It's a trip to New York. You're with like the Viking contingent. You're at Radio City Music Hall. You get to go up on stage, make the announcement of the 4th round draft pick for the Minnesota Vikings. A guy sure to join the NFL Pro Football Hall of. Oh, never mind. It just is preposterous.
It was preposterous.
I'd rather be a Twins pitcher on that mound you were just talking about.
Number 10. John.
By the way, Paul's never won.
I don't think I've ever
won a preposterous statement matchup.
No.
John Bonus.
Said watching batting practice at Wrigley Field was, quote, a top 5 moment in his life.
We've met the most boring person in the history of mankind.
I thought I was boring.
Top 5 moment batting practice at Wrigley Field.
I've been to Wrigley Field to watch a whole game, not just batting practice. It wasn't even a top 5 moment of my day. Leaving that dump was a top 5 moment of my day.
Chicago is a toddling town, no doubt. And then to wrap up our Xfinity by Comcast region, number 2, Mike Wobschall, affectionately known as Wobby, said, quote, we don't need Christian to be a 4,000-yard passer with 30 touchdowns. That's not what we're going to be. You know Leslie Frazier doesn't want that.
Tragically, upon reflection of the Leslie Frazier regime, I think he might have been right.
Yeah. I think actually Leslie probably where he is right now would have loved to have had that out of Ponder. I think probably.
2 things here. There was 4 4,000-yard, 30 touchdown passers this year. Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, Andy Dalton. Wouldn't want any of those.
No.
And Wobby back in the tournament after being banned last year.
It's nice to have him back.
After he had Preposterous,
if you'll remember. And then finally, Mike will face former KFAN employee Henry Lake. Henry Lake said RG3 will be the Rookie of the Year because, quote, we've been hit over the head with RG3 since the Subway commercials in training camp. Won't have anything to do with his performance on the field. It will have to do with how many times we've seen him in a Subway commercial.
Well, now, before you mock Henry, I think you should look at the other Subway endorsers, the other athlete endorsers. So there's Michael Strahan, who retired in 2009. There's skater Apollo Ono, who retired in 2010. There's gymnast Nastia Lukin, who retired in 2012. There's swimmer Michael Phelps, who retired in 2010. And soccer player Pele, who retired in 1977. And by that standard, RG3 is in. He is not retired. He is an active player. Well, absolutely.
And the Taste Fairy parlayed those Subway commercials into a national radio show.
Funny stuff. And there we have it. Our say-in game and our top 16 seeds for Xfinity by Comcast region. Paul, just overall view, I mean, Vikings versus Falcons is
Vikings versus it's going to be tough to beat that. But I don't think this is Paul has had many stronger statements than this, and the fact that he only appears once in any one bracket, that might be a record in and of itself.
Yeah.
Usually it's good for 2 or 3 of these in a bracket.
Because was it last year he had the entire...
That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago he had an entire region. 17 statements uttered by Paul Allen, which is a record that will never be broken. The only thing that would match it would be name drops in a show by Mark Rosen. That would be the only thing that could come close to that. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll continue with our United Credit Consultants region. That's next as PSTBI rolls on from the press box here at KFAN Studios at 1600 Utica Avenue South.
Live from the press box, you're listening to the Preposterous Statement Tournament Selection Show on The Fan.
I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that you're not a former professional football great.
How dare you, sir!
Don't let your utter lack of achievement keep you from greatness. With the Ultimate Hall of Fame Tour, we'll take you to 4 cities, 3 Hall of Fames, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction concert. Log on for details.
Details at KFAN.com.
I'm Kelly Clarkson, and I've joined iHeartRadio for the Show Your Stripes movement to support hiring vets. There are millions of soldiers returning home, and they clearly are some of the most technically skilled men and women in the world. Unfortunately, many of them cannot find jobs. I personally have a member of my team that was a veteran, and he came out on the road and was such a great asset to our team. Hopefully, y'all know some as well, and hopefully you can help find them a job if they're having a hard time.
Learn how you can get involved at iHeartRadio.com/showyourstripes, powered by military.com and monster.com.
Hire smart, hire vets.
First Option Mortgage, the people you call first.
It's back. Yes, rising home prices mean home equity is coming back. And that means First Option has new options to improve your life. Need cash to pay off credit cards and other bills? Call First Option. Would you like to stop paying thousands in mortgage insurance each year? Call First Option. How about deferring your next 2 mortgage payments? Call First Option today. And if you've been turned down by someone else in the past year, call First Option. We just might be able to turn that no into a yes. Rates are still low, and your new equity means new options at First Option Mortgage. First Option Mortgage, 952-278-9900. 278-9900.
First Option Mortgage, the people you call first.
952-278-9900.
MN-MO 401958552. Common here, I get up 3 or 4 times a night to go to the bathroom, which means my wife gets up too. If this happens to you, you might have an enlarged prostate or BPH. That's how big my prostate is. My prostate's this big. Invasive surgery worries you, think green light laser therapy. Innovative, minimally invasive, and like other medical treatments, does have its risks. Outpatient laser treatment that's helped hundreds of thousands. Toll free, 844-BPH-HELP or bphhelp.info. 844-BPH-HELP or bphhelp.info. Green light laser therapy.
Thanks for calling Toyota. This is Jan.
Did they have one?
Hi, Jan. I've got 3 very different kids, and I need an SUV that can handle each of their lifestyles.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Well,
since you're going
Lisa is more the outdoorsy type. She loves camping, skiing, biking.
Well, the RAV4 can go pretty much anywhere.
All right. Good so far. Now, Brian, he really loves playing soccer, basketball, football, hockey, so he has a lot of kids all around.
RAV4's got lots of cargo space.
Excellent.
It's only appropriate, right?
He just likes to go for rides, but he gets pretty cranky if he's uncomfortable.
Oh, RAV4's totally comfortable. How old is little Kevin?
So much smaller.
18?
Months?
No.
Enjoy the versatility of the RAV4. With plenty of cargo space for practically anything, from grocery shopping to camping trips, it's perfect for the city or the country. Test drive one at your local Toyota dealer today. It all starts at Toyota. Let's go places.
Valentine's Day is this Friday, and Pro Flowers is offering an amazing deal on our Ultimate Valentine's Special. 1 dozen long-stem assorted roses, plus a free glass vase, a free teddy bear, free soothing spa kit, and a free box of chocolates for just $39.99. Go to proflowers.com, click on the blue radio microphone in the upper right corner, and enter the secret code 7373. But hurry, this incredible radio-only Ultimate Valentine's Special
I have a new cell phone.
This Thursday or while supplies last.
I broke mine yesterday. My BlackBerry, anger issues.
1 dozen gorgeous
I went like this.
assorted roses sent fresh from the
Don't do that on your cell phone. So I went to the store. I went to 2 phone stores. When I said I need a BlackBerry Bold, they all looked at me like, what's that? Yeah, so I had to give in. I now have a Samsung 4GS XYZ something. I couldn't answer the phone this morning. 2 or 3 calls came, and I did. You have to the green arrows. You have to push those to the left. I was just trying to hit the green phone thing.
Complicated for you?
Share both this winter at P.F. Chang's.
I couldn't even answer the phone. So now what am I going to do?
Try one of the 6 dishes on our new winter seasonal menu, like the savory
Password for Twitter account.
braised beef, or the chili shrimp bao, our new Asian-inspired sliders. And for a limited time, visit pfchangs.com and get an offer for $10 off a $40 purchase. See you soon.
Valentine's Day is this Friday, and ProFlowers is offering an amazing deal. 1 dozen gorgeous long-stem assorted roses, plus a free elegant ruby vase and a free box of gourmet chocolates for just $29.99. Order now from ProFlowers to get huge savings, plus pick the delivery date, and it's guaranteed. But hurry, this incredible offer expires this Thursday at midnight. The only way to get this amazing deal is to visit ProFlowers.com. Click on the blue microphone in the upper right corner and enter
Lejeune, is that the very first ad? Or?
Arthur's Jewelers, Minnesota's Diamond Store.
Thanks.
Brought to you by Taco Bell.
Fan forecast.
Fan forecast for today: sunny, a high of 19 degrees tonight. Cloudy with a low around 14 degrees. Slight chance of snow in the mix. And for tomorrow, cloudy with a high of 31 degrees. Currently 22 in the Twin Cities.
The double XL steak nachos from Taco Bell with over a pound of toppings and triple the steak. Only at Taco Bell. At participating locations for a limited time. Triple the steak.
Hello.
5-ounce portion steak taco. 1 pound product weights may vary.
Minnesota's home for the Winter Olympics.
Can't answer the phone.
Is FM 100.3 KFAN, the sports leader.
Sure. You can go ahead. Greetings and welcome back to our KFAN Press Box studio here on the 5th floor, 1600 Utica Avenue South, KFAN World Headquarters. It's PSTBI. I'm the common man, Dan Cole, your host, along with PST...
Historian?
Historian, that's the word I was looking for. Really bad with names. He works with me and has for the Tennessee. And Paul Charchian, our analyst, as we get ready to reveal our Preposterous statements for United Credit Consultants Region. Before we do that, we have some special guests in attendance. First of all, we'd like to announce a longtime member of the Commonwealth. Think It Ain't Gal is here. Let's hear it for Think It Ain't Gal. Think It Ain't Gal. Also, afternoon drive guy at Cities 97, Paul Fletcher is here. Let's hear it for Paul. Taking time out of his busy day. You look really busy. You can show up for PSTVI. And world middleweight contender in the back, Golden Caleb Truax. WBO number one. Have you cracked the top 10 in the WBO or the IBF yet? He's in the top 10 in both, and hopefully has an exciting announcement about his next upcoming fight in the not-too-distant future. So
also doubling his security today. If anyone tries
also
to
doubling, yeah.
Attack
So if you want to put up your dukes, go ahead, but I'd suggest you don't. Our United Credit Consultants region, number 1 seed is Vikings general manager Rick Spielman. He probably could have been the number 1 seed for every region, but he was number 1. This is what he had to say of Christian Ponder, quote, "I give him just as much credit for getting us into the playoffs as Adrian Peterson."
Yeah, if it were a different Adrian, maybe. This is it's a little baffling. I gotta believe that the guy who just set the who came 9 yards away from the NFL rushing title might have been slightly more important than Christian Ponder.
Had maybe the best 4-game stretch we've seen in a long
history of a
Technically, he did have to hand the ball off to Adrian.
Well, that is true. It didn't fumble as much.
Yeah, that's true. Rick will face the winner of our say-in game. Another Viking, or I guess ex-Viking now, Leslie Frazier, the 16th seed. When introducing Chris Carter, he said, "The thing that has impressed me most is the humility he shows."
When you hear Leslie Frazier tell a bald-faced lie like that one, it makes it easier to understand that he kept telling us that Christian Ponder gave the Vikings the best chance of winning.
Yeah, I guess you're probably right there. Leslie will face 17 seed Andy Furman, who works for Fox Sports Radio, on talking about Wes Welker leaving the Patriots.
That I understand. But the point is to let this guy walk. It's like letting Babe Ruth walk on the Yankees.
See, the best entrance work on two levels like this one does, comparing Wes Welker to Babe Ruth is the obvious part, but then, of course, you remember it wasn't the Yankees that let him go. It was Boston.
Yes, you are correct. You can't get any better than that. Very good. Our 8 and 9 seed is a matchup with a couple of great statements. Our 8 seed, Paul Allen, talking about how Percy Harvin couldn't be upset with Ponder. Quote, Christian made Percy an MVP candidate halfway through the season. I don't know why. That's probably why my phone broke yesterday.
Yeah, that might be it. Technically, he was correct that was the case. Percy was an MVP candidate.
Yes.
But something tells me you'd be able. Percy would have been able to find other quarterbacks besides Christian who might have gotten him there too.
Can I explain why that was? That he was an MVP candidate. So in 2012, his average target depth was 4.1 yards. Target depth, not reception. Target. Okay, and in comparison with Brett Favre in 2009, Percy's target depth was 9.9. His total receiving yards in 2012 was 677. His yards after catch was 528. So Ponder contributed 149 yards to Percy Harvin in 2012.
In other words, he could have probably handed the ball off for that same distance. That's probably what he could have done. Now, Rick Spielman twice now trying to give Christian Ponder as much credit as he possibly, or this time it's PA, but first was Spielman giving Ponder the credit for, hey, look, he's as much as a reason we're in the playoffs as Adrian is, and then PA trying to give Ponder the credit for Harvin being an MVP candidate. Why the protection of Christian Ponder? I don't know.
Really? You can't think of any reason?
No, I guess that was preposterous in itself. And now PA will face number 9 Doug Glanville, ESPN analyst, talking about Delman Young. He said, quote, he's just a consistent player that everyone wants on their team in some form or fashion, and very clutch.
Very clutch. As in clutching his throat on every routine fly ball that went to left field.
Well, there is that.
Yes.
There's no question about that. The guy that could cover about 3 square feet of ground out in left field?
That's right.
Number 5 seed Jim Callis of Baseball America said, quote, minor leaguers Byron Buxton and Miguel Sano could be Miguel Sano could become close approximation to Mike Trout and Bryce Harper.
Total number of at-bats for Sano so far and Buxton combined would be?
0.
0. All right. Well,
Mike Trout, Bryce Harper.
Company.
Yes.
Maybe 2 of the best players in the game today?
Probably 2 of the best 5, yeah.
Dick Bramer. Somewhere between Samuel DeDuno and P.J. Walters, there's a Cy Young Award winner.
How is this a 12 seed? What? There was a fundamental flaw in the ranking
was Justin
system
Verlander
here.
standing between the two of them while I was talking?
Always.
It'd have to be.
By the way, at least go ahead.
P.J. Walters 2-5 with a 5.95 ERA. I got
1 year after 2-5 with a 5.69 ERA.
That's right. That's right.
Great matchup. A couple of baseball ones too. Interesting.
This has got upset written all over it, by the way.
Number 4, Auburn Athletic Director Jay Jacobs. Quote, I think it would be, quite frankly, un-American for us not to get a chance to go to Pasadena. Now, remember, this was when he uttered this after, was it right after they beat Alabama, but they still,
probably, yeah.
But they still needed Ohio State
Yeah.
to lose, otherwise it was going to be an undefeated matchup between Florida State and Ohio State, and he was campaigning so hard to get it that he basically went with it would be un-American if Auburn didn't get it.
Auburn, of course, is in Alabama, and other things that are considered un-American in Alabama include not wearing overalls, shoes, refusing to put a sticker on the back of your truck that shows Calvin peeing on something, and the Toyota Prius.
Yes. Oh, and not only that, it's did you know in down south how they judge your wealth is by how many cars you have in your front yard up on blocks.
Yes.
So they judge.
He's a 4-blocker.
He is a 4-blocker. Auburn AD Jay Jacobs will face number 13 Greg Anthony during the Clippers-Nuggets game. He remarked that the altitude in Denver changes the weight of the basketball and makes it much lighter than a normal basketball's weight in any other stadium.
I've got to wonder if Greg Anthony was partaking in any totally legal Denver activities before going on a journey of self-discovery that eventually led him to leading a discussion of things that weigh less in Denver.
Either that, or he made a statement while in Denver and he was lightheaded. That's a distinct possibility as well. Number 6 seed Dick Bramer.
He's back at it again.
He's back at it. He tweeted, Nolasco, Hughes, Correa, Gibson, Diamond, Worley, Meyer, and others make up a foundation for a good rotation.
Every good rotation has got "and others" in it, by the way. It's always a sign of a great rotation when "and others" exist. Nolasco, Hughes, Correa, Gibson, Diamond, Worley, Myers, and others. That's a good rotation of short order cooks, perhaps, but...
Well, and you have to throw 7 names out there because you don't know who's going to be in the rotation.
No, that's right, yes.
A young man who is works very hard with for the Preposterous Statement Tournament. Is this AJ's first ever... His debut in the Preposterous Statement Tournament.
here?
And he is instrumental in putting this thing together for us. A matter of fact, a big round of applause for him for how hard he works for this.
Absolutely. Breaking your maiden, AJ. Congratulations.
But he had this to say regarding a comparison of quarterbacks.
Eli is as inconsistent as Tony Romo. He just has a couple Super Bowls. That's the only difference there is Eli has the Super Bowl rings that Tony Romo doesn't.
It's the only difference, a couple of Super Bowl rings. They're interchangeable quarterbacks.
Related? Fred Funk is just like Tiger Woods. The only difference is the 14 majors.
I like that.
Like golf
Funk,
reference.
Tiger Woods.
Very similar.
They're both the same. So A.J. Mansour has been nominated for Preposterous Statement. Our 3 seed versus our 14 seed. 3 seed Rick Anderson had this to say about National League hitters and a former Twins pitcher.
And I said, you know what, he's going to have a lot of success over there because they don't know him. And as we're watching the game the other day, he's throwing the sliders in the dirt, they're swinging, and you know, things here that he wasn't getting away with. And that's just not knowing who he is.
So there's nothing, Rick, that you look at saying, damn, if I had just done this differently, it would have worked out better for him here.
No, I really don't. And it's like I said, we're watching it the other day and saying, that's Frankie. You know, like I said, they're swinging at it, and they just don't know him real well. And
of course, Francisco Liriano went on to it was All-Star for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Yeah, had a tremendous
Cy Young conversation.
Cy Young conversation. So,
but it's only because they didn't know him so well. See, the problem was we knew him too well here. That was why we couldn't coach him up.
Rick Anderson will face Paul. This will be interesting because Rick always appears with Paul Allen, so the two of them are going toe-to-toe here. PA, a 14th seed, said, quote, our offense next year is going to be like it was back in 1998.
Maybe that just means that he thought they were going to take a knee a lot.
Always.
Well, there is that. Number 7 seed, Randy Moss, one of our favorites, said, I've always been a team player. I've never been about self. Does anything more really need to be said?
No, probably not.
Probably not. But do you have anything else to say if you do?
Well, no. I mean, this is classic Randy Moss, who's always been in complete denial about the reality of Randy Moss.
I was trying to come up with all the moments in which he was a great team player, like when he walked off the field early.
Early, yes.
Squirted a water bottle at a referee, getting yourself a penalty. Credited the opposing team's coaching staff after a press conference versus the New England Patriots.
That's right.
Team player.
Star Tribune headline. Randy Moss will face a Star Tribune headline. So it's
how do you get a headline into the?
It's an inanimate object, I guess.
Yes.
Though somebody is behind that headline, so we don't know who it is. So someone could win it anonymously, which would probably have never been done before. Number 10 seed Star Tribune headline, quote, this was this before they played or this was before the season started, right?
This was after either the playoffs last year or after San Francisco won the NFC Championship.
Okay, it said, Vikings compare favorably to NFC champion 49ers.
Huh?
So in other words, matching up the two clubs heading into the next season, this one that just passed us,
well,
they're a lot like the 49ers.
Yeah, there were some key similarities between the Vikings and the 49ers. Both teams have players with numbers on their jersey.
There's that one.
Both teams have vowels and consonants in the names of the teams.
There's 2.
And both teams are comprised of carbon-based life forms. So, really, you could go on.
You could go on and on. There are a lot of comparisons. We'll see how the headline writer does. Kevin Gord. Let's hear it for Kevin again. It's so good to see him. Hall of Famer.
Number 2 seeds. You know it's going to be good already.
Number 2 seed. He was previewing the Blackhawks Wild playoff Game 1 when Paul asked him the question, what if we get a 2-0 lead in this game? Here's Kevin Gord's response.
What if we get a 2-0 lead in this game tonight?
never bad to have the lead, but I almost think you're better off if this game stays scoreless for a long time. I think you're almost better off with the template we saw the last time these teams played, which was early April at the XL Center, and keep it 0-0 as long as possible.
Huh? Only a Wild fan with a decade of zone-trapping, dump-and-chase hockey could actually extol the virtues of a scoreless game.
So if you see, you can get it into the 5-hole, and by the way, I don't know which the 5-hole is, but I'll just miss intentionally because, by gosh, I want to keep this 0-0.
If the puck were to accidentally go in the net, no. We don't want that goal. Can we review that?
We'd rather keep it 0-0. I think his theory was wake up a sleeping giant.
That's right.
Get the Blackhawks interested,
Yeah,
I guess.
that's
As if they
right.
wouldn't be interested anyways. It's the first game of the playoffs.
I couldn't come up with any stats of how they held a 2-goal lead last year, but I did see last year they were 9-2-1 when leading after the first period and 18-1-1 when leading after 2 periods. But don't want to have that 2-0 lead.
No.
Kevin will face Dwight Howard. Dwight said, a lot of us don't participate in it because we do so much during the All-Star weekend that by the time we get to the dunk contest, we have no legs. We're standing, doing appearances all day, and when you do the dunk contest, you want to have your legs, you want to be ready to go, you want to put on a good show to the fans. I think some guys don't want to get embarrassed in the dunk contest, so they just choose not to do it. Standing while doing appearances.
Doing appearances all day. Oh, no. Imagine if Dwight Howard worked the checkout line at Cub or Rainbow. He would just collapse.
He couldn't participate in the slam dunk contest. So there you go. It's a rock-solid a region from top to bottom, the United Credit Consultants region as part of our PSTVI. We'll take a break. Got another hour to go. I think Mark Rosen will make an appearance, a Preposterous Statement Hall of Famer himself, sometime during this hour. So plenty more to go as the PSTVI selection show rolls on from 1600 Utica Avenue South here on The Fan. Nice work, Sergeant. Very nice.
This is the Preposterous Statement Tournament Selection Show, live from the press box with the common man Dan Cole on The Fan.
KFAN, Total Traffic.
Holiday Station Stores Traffic Center. Here's a look at the roads. Brought to you by IDC Automatic Twin Cities Garage Door Place. 35W southbound, that stall on the right shoulder at Highway 13 has just been cleared away. Westbound 494, a left lane closed at the Minnesota River Bridge because of construction. We've got some other construction projects out there, but no other big holdups. That's traffic on The Fan.
Garage door opener not working? IDC Automatic has a LiftMaster 8550 garage door opener with keyless entry that you can open from your smartphone for only $339 installed. To get your garage door opener working again, visit idc-automatic.com.
It's almost Valentine's Day. I know you probably don't have a gift yet, but it's okay. I'm here to tell you just what she wants. It's from the General Store of Minnetonka, and it's Pandora Jewelry. Yes, that's right, Pandora Jewelry from the General Store of Minnetonka. If she already has a Pandora bracelet, then it's easy to add to it. Maybe a simple heart charm or the unique charm. If she doesn't have a bracelet, let me tip you off to the gift that will help you out for years to come. What do I mean? Well, start her off with a Pandora charm bracelet and give her a charm or two every gift-giving occasion. See what I mean? No more struggling to find a gift for her birthday, anniversary, Valentine's Day. For a limited time, January 15th through February
When do I have the
14th,
Lejeune
the
at?
General
How long
Store
from
is
now?
offering the Sparkle of Love gift set for $200.
Oh, okay, so I have nothing
This
until
gift
next
set
break?
includes the
Okay,
Pandora
thanks.
clasp
How long do we have this
bracelet,
break left?
2 Love of My Life clips, and 1 Sparkle Heart charm
Okay,
in
thanks.
the heart-shaped gift box. See store for details. And the General Store staff is so friendly and helpful, this will be a breeze. She will love it. Be the hero this year and get her something from Pandora. The General Store of Minnetonka is located quarter-mile west of 494 on Highway 7 in Minnetonka. Open weeknights until 9 p.m.
Jenna B here for Jaffe Medicenter. Okay, Rubes, show of hands. Who out there is nearsighted, farsighted, or has astigmatism? Now, who out there would love to stop messing with those dry, uncomfortable, annoying contacts? Okay, last one. Who is ready to save hundreds of dollars a year that you would spend on glasses, contacts, solution, exams? Well, if your hand is up, put it back on the wheel, and then go to Jaffe.com. Jaffe Medicenter is one of the Twin Cities' premier LASIK providers, offering experienced LASIK doctors and the latest laser technology. Not only does Jaffe provide you with a customized LASIK treatment, but you can also receive the benefits and freedom of crisp, clear, and natural high-definition 20/20 vision. Or maybe better than 20/20 vision like me. Think about all that, and then ask yourself what is holding you back. Is it the price? Joffy's prices are 30% below the national average for LASIK. At Joffy, you get the quality LASIK care you want and the price you deserve. Go to Joffy.com today. You can be 20/20 tomorrow. That's Joffy.com, Joffe.com.
We believe life is jam-packed. That's why our Dodge Durango has 7-passenger seating, and our Grand Caravan has Super Stow and Go seating. We also believe when things are going smooth, life throws you a dirt road. That's why our Dodge Journey has available all-wheel drive. But it's also about what our drivers believe, which is why the Journey is the fastest-growing crossover, and the Grand Caravan is the best-selling minivan ever. So it looks like we can all believe that's pretty awesome. Experience the Dodge 7-passenger lineup for yourself. Hurry in today.
Well-qualified current lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2014 Durango SXT all-wheel drive for $299 a month for 24 months with $26.19 due at signing, tax, title, and license extra. Based on Ward's vehicle segmentation, based on total U.S. minivan sales 1984 to 2013. Call 1-888-4DODGE for lease details. Competitive vehicles exclude all other Chrysler Group LLC vehicles. 25-cent charge for each mile over 20,000. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Chrysler Capital. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 3/3.
And now, a warning for anyone thinking about changing TV providers. DirecTV has raised rates, dropped channels like the Weather Channel without warning, and keeps customers hostage with cancellation fees when they want to leave. That's how they treat their customers. Don't fall for it, and don't stand for it. Choose a TV provider who cares about you and the weather. Go to stormdirecttv.com right now for the best offers and a full TV lineup that includes the Weather Channel. stormdirecttv.com.
At Advance Auto Parts, getting 2 products for 1 low price is your advanced advantage. Right now, Castrol GTX high mileage oil is 2 quarts for just $8. So if your car's over 75,000 miles, you can make your dollar go further and your engine go further. Plus, there are more double deals all over the store. So head into Advance Auto Parts and make your budget go further today.
So good.
See store for details.
Walgreens knows that Medicare prescription drug plan users feel good at the corner of picking up prescriptions and saving some money. Now we want to help you save even more. Just switch and save. This year at Walgreens, Medicare Part D customers could save with copays as low as $0 on select Part D plans. Stop in today and we'll do the rest. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
$0 copay applies to Tier 1 generics.
Give her the popular Real Rose dipped in gold or platinum, 20 brilliant colors from $59 at Arthur's Jewelers.
Streaming on your smartphone through iHeartRadio. This is FM 100.3. KFX in Minneapolis, St. Paul. The Fan.
Okay. You better make it hot. And welcome back to hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza. It's the PST VI Selection Show live from our KFAN press box, 1600 Utica Avenue South, brought to you by Sport Clips, Canterbury Card Casino, Xfinity by Comcast, and United Credit Consultants. Food was provided by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. And our beverages by Aspire Beverage. Been a rock-solid, rollicking first hour of the show with a lot of great, preposterous statements. Before we unveil our Canterbury Card Casino region, want to take a quick look outside for our blimp, our KFAN blimp that's outside right now. That's taking a look at our location here. And there we are, see?
Mm-hmm. We're in that building.
We're in that building right there, 5th floor. It does look really nice out there. Yeah. As a matter of fact, since you entered here and since the blimp went over, all the snow was melted, and there are leaves on the trees, and it's 75 degrees out. So I guess that was kind of funny. Kevin Gorg, a #1 seed in the Canterbury Card Casino region. You know what's interesting, guys? You know, for a guy who's worked so hard at uttering preposterous statements and just got into the Hall of Fame. Interesting note yesterday, of the 4 members of the Hall of Fame, no one's ever won the preposterous statement tournament. Is that correct?
You're correct.
Could this be a first for Kevin Gorg?
He's a 2 seed. He is a 1 seed. And we're talking about a guy, as I was listening yesterday to his Hall of Fame induction.
Right.
or I guess announcement.
You
Do
know,
you get an official induction ceremony? I mean, you really
I think
should.
we'll do one. Yeah,
you
we'll
really should
it
have
out.
one.
We'll probably do one.
He's a part-timer.
Yeah.
he's not.
He doesn't have a show every day. You're right.
In my car, I created the PSPS, the preposterous statements per second ratio, and his PSPS is off of the charts. I mean, like Corey Cove's on every morning for 3.5 hours, and we haven't even seen him yet. He's almost never in this. Kevin's only on a couple of times a week, and he managed to do this. Yeah.
And what I like about him is he's a home run hitter. He only has 2 statements in this entire bracket, but he goes big. He goes for the big one.
He goes really big with this one right here. Kevin Gorgan, #1 seed, Canterbury Car Casino region.
And we know who Christian Ponder is. He's never going to be an elite quarterback. He doesn't need to be. You're almost better off with a guy like Ponder because you've got Adrian Peterson, and now you've got some weapons. So Ponder can just go out there and not turn the football over.
You're almost better off with Christian Ponder.
You get a call from New England. Would you like to talk about maybe making a trade for Tom Brady? No, thanks. We got Christian. We're better
because
off.
We have Adrian Peterson. We're better off with Christian Ponder. Although there is this. Keep in mind, this roster also had Josh Freeman. By that criteria, you are better off with Christian Ponder.
I guess you're probably right. Kevin, a strong #1 seed, will face the winner of the Saying game. Star Tribune columnist Jim Suen, when talking about Sano, said he could be reminding people of Miguel Cabrera in the big leagues by next season. Next season.
The only way people are going to confuse Sano and Cabrera is by first name only. They're standing next to each other, and you said, "Hey, Miguel." That's the only way there's going to be any confusion.
I would think so. 17 seed Paul Allen. He asked Sage Rosenfels, do you think Adrian Peterson beat up the Green Bay Packers so much over 2 games this season, they were too beat up to stop the 49ers this weekend?
That was last year's playoff loss. So then the follow-up question to Sage Rosenfels from PA was, so when the 49ers win, the Vikings get to advance to that next playoff round, right, instead of the 49ers, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, just entering our KFAN press box here, he's a two-time Hall of Famer, Minnesota Broadcasters Hall of Fame, and the Preposterous Statement Tournament Hall of Fame. Please welcome the guy with the best seat in the house, best-selling author, and Channel 4 sportscaster, Mark Rosen. Get Rosie going. Get Rosie going. Get Rosie going. Plenty of time for that between 2 and 3 today, my boy. Can hardly wait. I'm sure you will. So there you go. There's the Gorg will face the winner of the Saying game. Our next matchup is 8-seeded Richard Pitino, and this is what he had to say about the Minnesota Golden Gopher head coaching job.
When this job opened, I certainly was hoping an opportunity could present itself because I believe this is one of the best jobs in college basketball.
Would it be a shorter?
Yeah, what's wrong?
Would it be
what's wrong with this?
Would the list be shorter to name the teams that are the schools that would be a better coaching job, or the ones that would be a worse coaching job?
I was thinking maybe what he really meant when he said one of the best basketball jobs is he meant to have a long pause and like this is one of the best basketball jobs, as though we here have really great basketballs. We inflate them better than anybody. Our basketballs are so great here.
That would have been the best way to do it because I don't know many people that would consider it the best basketball job in the country, but apparently Richard does. He'll face Chris Cook, #9 seed. He was talking about Jamarcus Sanford and Harrison Smith. He said, they're great guys, and I feel like our secondary could be one of the best in the league, especially if we stay together and build on our bond that we already have.
When Chris Cook says we're going to build on our bond, we all assume he's talking about his bail bond, right?
#5, Mike Wobschall. He compared Xavier Rhodes and Chris Cook. He didn't really. Revis and Cromartie.
That's Chris Cook. 0 career interceptions, 0 career fumble recoveries, 0 career tackles for loss. Chris Cook. Now, I imagine that was true of Darrelle Revis and Antonio Cromartie for some matter of minutes into their first games of their careers, but I think the comparison ends there.
Dick Bramer said the Tigers' 5th starter, Rick Porcello, would be the front man in most American League rotations. His ERA at the time was 6.28.
Well, in fairness, keep in mind, Dick Bremer covers the Twins.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's going to change your viewpoint.
He would be their
on
number one guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise. See, we don't just stay in the world of sports. We oftentimes will find preposterous statements outside the world of sports. Tom Cruise, the number 4 seed, said, quote, "My work as an actor is as hard as fighting in Afghanistan."
Wow.
Huh?
Well, I think we can safely say, on behalf of America, Tom, that it would be just fine with us if you suffered an IED attack like the one John Kriesel had, and while your friends are putting your legs on your chest in the hopes of a miraculous recovery in which they can somehow be reattached, you can, at that time, further explain the rigors of having to endure your job of makeup sessions and catered meals on the set and a squadron of personal assistants and as many retakes as you need to get it just right, Tom.
Tom Cruise, number 4 seed.
By the way, first ever actor in the Preposterous
is that the
Statement
first
Tournament.
ever?
First
one.
ever? Wow.
You will face
So we will have a second later on.
13th seed Mike Russo, who said, quote, "A goalie loses 5 to 10 pounds a game." 5 to
Kevin
10.
Gorg is somewhere
He's
wondering what
piggybacking.
happened to the other 90 to 95 pounds.
Number 6 seed Dave
Can
St.
that be considered sampling?
That would
Taking almost someone else's statement
that
and
would
trying
be
to
considered
reproduce
stealing
it?
material. That's exactly what that would be. Dave St. Peter of the Twins said, quote, "There isn't a group of people more committed to winning than the Pohlats." You're making that up. He really didn't say that. You threw that in there. That's what apparently
Did he have the
Dave St.
robot
Peter,
voice while he said that one?
In
looking for
fairness,
your Pohlat pocket protector, Mr. Rosen, are you? Figured as much.
in fairness, Dave St. Peter was referring to the Pohlats' commitment to winning the title of dying with the most money in your bank account.
Well, in that case, I think they're the front runners as they head down the stretch they come. Dave St. Peter will face number 11, Ben Lieber. Ben said, "The NFL, in regards to their due diligence, is rivaled only by the CIA and the government."
Ben, you don't want to hear. You don't let the NSA hear you leaving them out of that conversation. They don't take kindly to any slights of their ability to learn every intimate detail about every American, regardless of your connection to any criminal under operation or not.
Now, the 3rd seed, George Stewart, Vikings wide receiver coach, and he is still the wide receivers coach, right?
He is, yeah, they kept him.
So he's still with us.
Yep.
He was talking about Jerome Simpson. He said, "It's hard taking Jerome out of the offense. It's sort of like Michael Jordan shooting threes and then deciding to bring in the backup guard." You always get in trouble in a preposterous statement tournament when you compare somebody who's semi all right at what they do with one of the greatest to ever play their game, right?
Maybe any game.
Wow, but maybe a best player of any sport ever, your best athlete in the history of sports, right? Yeah. But then there's Jerome Simpson, a journeyman wide receiver, currently a free agent who may or may not have a team next year. So there is that. Although, I'm sure you remember, the comparison is obvious because after every three-pointer Michael Jordan made, first down!
Did you know Simpson once did a flip on a touchdown reception?
No.
Did you see that before? Yeah. I don't know if anyone was aware of that. Yeah.
You'll flip your lid over this. Number 14 seed Sid Hartman said, "Buy your Gopher football season tickets now because if you don't, they'll be sold out."
Impossible to get a Gopher football ticket.
Very difficult.
Yeah,
to get.
especially the season ticket.
Disappointing year for Sid, by the way. That's his only statement in the tournament, and a 14 seed.
Paul Allen, a 7 seed here, he said that he could remember all of Adrian Peterson's career runs, and there were only 3 where he lowered the crown of his helmet. How many career runs does Adrian Peterson have? Anybody have the number?
It's got to be a couple thousand, I would think.
He remembers every one.
Not a couple thousand, but yeah, that's
every 1 yard gain, every
runs.
99, and everything in between. He remembers every one of them.
And how many had crown contact?
Only 3 times did he lower the crown of his helmet.
I can't even remember if I've got 3 crowns in my mouth.
Always. Paul Allen against number 10. Lavelle Neal III making a second appearance here in the Preposterous Statement Tournament this year. On Twins pitching coach Rick Anderson, he says, quote, "He has a great track record of helping pitchers with their mechanics."
By that, I think he means that Rick Anderson helps pitchers with car trouble find mechanics.
Always. Well, that would be about the only thing because we know Rick. Well, of course, Rick, I guess they really didn't know Francisco Liriano, did they?
No, they had no idea.
Number 2 seed,
well, really.
Ben Lieber said waiting for training camp is like, quote, waiting for death row.
Which, sure, if death row is when you end up working out for a few hours, you do a few jumping jacks, you watch some film, you get catered food, that's your death row. Although, granted, by the end of training camp, the Vikings' Super Bowl hopes have received a lethal injection.
Always. Oh, the fans don't like that much, do they?
He might have been talking about death row records.
Maybe that
Tupac,
might,
Dre,
yeah,
Snoop.
That could be.
Very good.
Ben Lieber will face Meat Sauce, the 15th seed, who would be here, but he was moving his house from underneath the Lowry Tunnel.
Is he moving?
Yeah.
Where's he going to?
I think he's moving under the Penn Avenue Bridge. Meat Sauce said he wouldn't want Justin Morneau to have his back in a fight because of this.
Justin Morneau may be the last guy you'd pick in a fight. Like, if you were to, like, pick a team, he might be one of the last guys.
Why?
What do you mean?
Why? Super uncoordinated.
What?
Oh, my God.
Are you out of your GD mind? You said three things in this segment.
I take 10.
All three were ridiculous.
I can't even believe you said that out loud.
Well, look at him. He take 10. Take the shirt off.
No,
Let's see the pipes.
How coordinated are you?
Not very.
Yeah. There you have it. We have our number 1 seed, our say-in game, and 1 through 16 for our latest region, which was our 3rd region here of the PSTVI tournament. That would be our Canterbury Card Casino region. We'll take a break. We'll come back with our final region, the Sports Clip region. We'll hear from Mark Rosen before PSTVI selection show is over as we continue from 1600 Utica Avenue South, the KFAN Press Box here on KFAN.
Live from the press box, you're listening to the Preposterous Statement Tournament Selection Show on the Fan.
The moment has arrived. You're about to ask the woman you love to be your wife. And when she opens that little box and sees the symbol of your love inside, the look in her eyes will say yes before she even makes a sound.
Like that.
Turn a special moment into a forever moment with an Ikuma Canadian Diamond engagement ring from Ben Bridge Jeweler. At Ben Bridge, you'll find a remarkable selection of engagement and wedding set designs, plus expert help from a personal jeweler. The Ikuma Canadian Diamond is heralded for its beauty, as well as its environmental sensitivity, and it's exclusive to Ben Bridge. Precious, dazzling, eternal.
I get it.
The Ikuma Canadian Diamond Collection exclusively from Ben Bridge.
Your personal jeweler, Ben Bridge.
Mall of America.
Which
Enter to win
which ad am I
Ben Bridge
following here?
$100,000 wedding of the century. You could win
After the traffic spot?
$100,000 in jewelry, cash, and honeymoon prizes.
So right after the
Enter at
traffic spot.
benbridge.com
Okay, and then just give me a go in case I can't hear. It's kind of loud in here.
From the Holiday Station Storage Traffic Center.
Lejeune is 60 again, right?
The double XL steak nachos
Thanks.
from Taco Bell. Live Moss. Right now, a couple of minor delays going on. Westbound 494 in Minneapolis near the Minnesota River Bridge. The left lane is closed off for construction, causing a bit of a delay into that area. Southbound Highway 100 with a crash blocking the right lane and Highway 7. Everything else looking pretty good in the metro area. And that's traffic on the Fan. The double XL steak nachos from Taco Bell has over a pound of toppings and triple the steak only at Taco Bell at participating locations for a limited time. Triple the steak based on the 1.5-ounce portion steak taco. 1 pound claim based on average weight. Individual product weights may vary.
Common Man here for Lejeune Steel, L-E, capital J-E-U-N-E. I am their walking, talking want ad. They are still looking for skilled steel fabricators. We met with them just yesterday, and they said they really need some more help at their plant just north of Cumberland, Wisconsin. Hunting, fishing, great place to relocate if you're one of those guys that wants to get out of the rat race and the hustle and bustle of the city, the idyllic northern Wisconsin town of Cumberland, Wisconsin. Of course, they're still looking for folks at their plant in South Minneapolis as well. Great training program, really good pay, great benefits. All workers get company-provided iPads. They are providing the steel for the new Minnesota Multipurpose Stadium, the home for the future home of the soon-to-be Super Bowl champion Minnesota Vikings. If you want to apply, go to KFAN.com, keyword steel. KFAN.com, keyword steel. We can build this thing together with Lejeune Steel.
It's Deuce and BBP for Grand Slam in Coon Rapids.
Get ready for your best year in softball or Little League.
The dugout at Grand Slam has 4 hitting, pitching, and fielding tunnels, plus 6 batting cages.
Visit GrandSlamCoonRapids.com.
Valentine's Day is this Friday, and ProFlowers is offering an amazing
we got
deal on
another-
the ultimate
yeah,
Valentine
sure.
special. 1 dozen long stem assorted
Give me
roses,
some ball,
plus
little
a free
grease,
glass
my boy.
vase, a free teddy bear,
Okay.
free soothing spa kit, and a free box of chocolates for just $39.99. Go to ProFlowers.com, click on the blue radio microphone in the upper right
One
corner,
more,
and
absolutely.
enter the secret code 7373. But hurry, this incredible radio-only ultimate Valentine special expires this Thursday
Thanks, my boy.
or
Thank
while
you.
supplies last. Order now from ProFlowers to get guaranteed Valentine's Day delivery. 1 dozen gorgeous long stem assorted roses sent fresh from the fields, guaranteed to stay fresh and beautiful for at least 7 full days, plus a free vase, free teddy bear, a free spa kit, and free chocolates, all for only $39.99. Hurry, this exclusive radio-only offer expires this Thursday. The only way to get this amazing deal is to visit ProFlowers.com. Click on the blue microphone in the upper right corner and enter the
Yeah, but I
secret
think we're gonna
code
have,
7373. That's ProFlowers.com, secret code 7373.
Hey, it's Corey Cove, Power
Here's
Trip
the
Morning
last
Show. It's a
segment.
new
Wide
year.
open.
Don't let another year pass you by dealing with glasses or contacts. Get LASIK in 2014. Start the process now by scheduling your free LASIK exam at whitingclinic.com. Whiting Clinic has the lowest price in the Twin Cities on custom lifetime LASIK, and they have Dr. David Whiting. He's done over 95,000 LASIK procedures, #1 in the Twin Cities, top 1% in the entire country. You can change your life in 2014, but get started today. Set up your free LASIK exam at whitingclinic.com.
Want to start reading Marvel Comics? There's no better time than Marvel now. Each week, look for exciting stories that provide a gateway into the Marvel Universe. Can't wait until Captain America, the Winter Soldier, in theaters this April? Check out Winter Soldier Showdown with S.H.I.E.L.D. in Winter Soldier, The Bitter March #1. Plus, don't miss the first chapter in the new Captain America epic, The Iron Nail. All new Marvel now. The biggest creators, the best characters, all new, all now. Find new series and starting points every week in comic shops, on the Marvel Comics app, and on Marvel.com.
The Fan in FM.
You can make it hot. Welcome back to Preposterous Statement Tournament VI Selection Show, live from 1600 Utica Avenue South on the Common Man Dan Cole. It's brought to you by Sport Clips, Canterbury Card Casino, United Credit Consultants, Xfinity by Comcast, food provided by Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's, and beverages by Aspire Beverages. Also brought to you by the folks from Viagra. Ask about it at work. I mean, don't. By Cialis, works like a dream. And by Levitra, we try harder. Okay, now that we've walked a fine line there, let's look at our Sport Clips region, our final region of Preposterous Statement VI, our #1 seed. Kanye West talks about how he puts his life at risk every time he steps on the stage.
Think about when I'm on the Can't Tell Me Nothing the Coldest Winter moment. Like, that mountain goes really, really high. And if I slipped and my leg happens, like, you never know. And I think about my family. I'm like, wow, this is like being a police officer or something, or like war or something. Like, you literally going out to do your job every day, knowing that something happens.
Kanye West knows all about life and death situations, life-threatening situations. He lets Kim be on top.
Wow.
Well, there's that. Kanye will face the winner of the Saiyan game, #16 seed Dick Bramer, on the pressure Sam Deduno faced in the World Baseball Classic. Quote, I imagine he could pitch Game 7 of the World Series and wouldn't have had as much pressure as he had in March.
This should be like a 2 seed.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's only 16.
Comparing Game 7 of the World Series to pitching in the World Baseball Classic? That is ridiculous.
Let's talk to one of the members of the selection committee. How did that only get a 16 seed? Was that talked about by the selection committee?
Well, there's some disagreement along. It's a big committee, and sometimes they might listen to someone else more than someone else. So sometimes there's issues. Like a couple years ago, we had a 17 seed win the whole thing. That it happens, but it's a very deep tournament. I think there's not really those standout favorites this year.
This is one of my standout favorites.
There's a lot of parity in this.
We talked earlier about the best preposterous statements work on 2 levels. This one that you'd even consider comparing pitching in the World Series to pitching in the World
Game 7 of the World
Classic,
Series.
Game 7 no less. And then even more preposterous, number 2, that the Twins would be in the World Series.
That's a very good point.
Well, he didn't say pitching for the Twins. That'll probably be when it's for the Yankees in a couple of years. All right.
You have to bring the whole. The only guy that would be excited about him pitching for the Yankees would be Rosen, Mr. Yankee over there.
By the way, Bramer had 6 statements going into this tournament, 5 in this individual tournament. So big year for Dick Bramer.
That is a big year.
Number 17, Joe Nelson, who of course is he's basically saying he's doing his bon voyage on the Paul Allen project. He will be leaving the producer's chair to move on to bigger and better things. He's a 17 seed here. Joe says he didn't really say that, did he? Oswaldo Arcia reminds me of a young David Ortiz.
You remember from all those times they had to send Ortiz down over and over and over again?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Here's what I'm wondering, too, with Joe. Do you think he gets, I don't know if it's not necessarily a sympathy vote, but because he's leaving, there's an emotional attachment. It's his last chance that some people might go, might not be the most preposterous thing, but gosh, I'm sure Joe would love to win. It'd probably be the biggest feather in his career cap.
Well, considering his other achievements, yes.
Yeah. So there you go. 8 seed Paul Allen. How many does Paul have in the tournament?
7.
7. Well, I'm disappointed. He had a slow year, didn't he, compared to some other years?
Better than last year. He had a bad year last year.
That's true. Paul Allen on Zach Parisi in Game 2 versus the Blackhawks. He said, quote, Parisi had one of the greatest shifts in NHL history. Parisi did not score on that shift.
This from noted NHL historian Paul Allen.
Yeah. PA facing himself, which he's done before many times. His 9th seed, he wrote this on his show page before this last football season. I predict Adrian has 5 games that amass at least 1,000 yards rushing, which means he'll have the other 11 to sprint to like 2,400 rushing yards. Yeah, I said it. Adrian will run for 2,400 yards.
Perhaps he meant 2,400 yards running between off-day paternity visits. Oh, I've offended the sensibilities of our listeners here.
We have a very mature listening audience.
Well, yes.
Noon to 3.
There's that.
By the way, to change the subject, 16th meeting all time between Paul Allen and Paul Allen in this tournament.
16?
Yes, they've met 15 other times.
Well, they had the whole bracket.
Yeah.
And Paul Allen won 8 of those times.
And this is PA's 38th statement all time. That's number 1 atop the PST leaderboard. Second is Sid with 14. Kevin Gordon third with 11 statements.
How many times has Paul Allen faced himself?
16.
So that means he's won 16 times.
16 and 16.
Think about
well,
that.
he's 15 and 15.
Bert Blylove, the number 5 seed, said, quote, PB knows that Willingham has not had very much success against him. These are the guys you don't want to face because you know they are due.
Huh?
There's nothing a pitcher wants to see less than a batter come up who never has any success against him.
Yes.
It is a preposterous.
Well, not to mention that, so I looked at their head-to-head stats after I saw this.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this was before Willingham maybe had some success, but he's 2 for 6 all time against PB. So even if he was 0 for 3 head into it, was just he played 1 game against him.
Yeah.
It's not quite a big
As a matter of fact,
sample
my
size.
guess is PB doesn't even probably even remember facing Willingham.
No.
I mean, he doesn't even remember that he's faced it before. Jamie Hirsch from Fox Sports North on Jamie Carroll pitching. I know they throw a ball 1,000 times a day, 1,000,000 times a day.
1,000,000?
No,
Wow.
Millions charged.
Millions.
Millions of times a day.
That's pretty impressive for Jamie Carroll. Millions. I mean, Meat Sauce's arm gets sore from 17 strokes every night.
This turned into the Power Trip Morning Show this afternoon.
Number 4, John Bonus called the Twins pitching rotation top heavy.
not even knowing what they look like, I think we can safely say that the Twins pitchers' wives are more top-heavy than this rotation.
This is getting very bawdy today, isn't it? You really
taking it into the
We
gutter.
have to warn Monday Night Football guy to kind of keep it more G-rated. This is almost Comedy Store-like.
Except for the funny part.
Well, that's yes.
Yeah.
Number 13, Bruce Bowen said the San Antonio's home loss to Phoenix was partially due to the fact that this was the first home game for the Spurs after the rodeo and the lingering smell affected them.
And apparently only one team had to put up with the smell because Phoenix had the good sense to bring their nostril-implanted air purification system with them on the road.
Amazing. One of my favorites, Bruce Bowen. Number 6 seed Lavelle Neal III tweeted, "Gopher sports got you down, wild trying your nerves. Read some Twin stories. They'll make you feel better." Was he being sarcastic?
No, he was being serious.
No. He was being serious?
And if you like that, you might want to check out the obituary section.
There's that. Leonardo DiCaprio, the second actor making an appearance. So only the second actor ever in both in the same Preposterous Statement tournament. He's an 11 seed. He said he may need to take a break from acting because filming 3 movies in 2 years has left him exhausted. "I'm a little bit drained. I'm going to take a long, long break." Do you want to do your movie set thing that you did earlier? Because you could repeat the same thing.
I really could.
Yeah, you could repeat the same thing for who was our other actor?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
In this case, with Leonard, as I call him,
Leonardo
DiCaprio.
You had a good vibe with him.
We're close that way. It's like he thinks TMZ doesn't exist, that we don't know that he spends entire summers in the south of France, basically churning through supermodels all summer long. We know that. You can't tell us you're working so hard.
We see him every time they're on the beach frolicking with their good-looking gal. Yeah.
Yes.
Chris Hawkey of the Power Trip Morning Show, number 3 seed, after an 0-3 start for the Vikings, has said, player for player, the Vikings are better than the Patriots.
I always love that one.
Well, he didn't say coach for coach.
No, he did not.
No, he did not.
Dave St. Peter, this would be his second appearance, correct?
Yes, sir.
Dave St. Peter, 14th seed on the trade deadline. He said, there's interest in a lot of our guys.
Well, sure, why wouldn't there be? Because every time we trade away a guy, look what happens.
Well, that's true. That's a very good point. Number 7 seed Phil Miller from the Star Tribune tweeted during spring training, Glenn Perkins now throwing live BP. His hitters, Mauer, Morneau, Willingham, Plouffe, might be tougher than in any game he pitches.
Huh?
It's because they know him so well. Maybe that's it. It's back to they know him so well that.
By the way, Morneau 259 last year, Willingham 208, Plouffe 254 for their batting average.
Wow.
Ben Lieber, number 10 seed. He compared the atmosphere to the 0-3 Vikings versus 0-3 Steelers game in London to the Super Bowl. He compared the atmosphere to the Super Bowl.
And by the way, Lieber was 2-1 in the PST as a player.
Oh.
Now he's officially an on-air personality in 3 statements in this tournament. So good tournament for Ben Lieber.
Yeah, and that is a career high. 3 preposterous statements for Ben Lieber. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Justin Gard, who is with Ben right now. Oh, there you go. There's Ben Lieber. Number 2 seed. Making his second appearance, A.J. Mansour said, losing Christian Ponder to injury may have a bigger impact on the Vikings than losing Adrian Peterson.
Technically, he's correct because they did improve when Christian Ponder got hurt. He did have a big impact.
Well, that's right. They were actually better without him.
And this really, it's our very last preposterous statement of PSTVI, but it's one of my favorites. I think it's a low seed at 15. Norwood T, Gophers athletic director, I'm talking about the search for a new basketball coach, said the search unfolded just the way we wanted it to.
They had it all mapped out.
They talked to 9 or 10 other coaches before they decided on Richard Pitino, and that's just the way they wanted it. I just love that. Charge, I had just a couple of questions for you. What do you think there is the toughest region of the 4?
It's going to be really tough to get by Kevin Gorg. It always is. So, when I look at these, I think it's going to be very hard to get by Gorg, and specifically the region where he's the number 2 seed is. Hold on, I want to make sure I get it right. That would be the United Credit Consultants.com region, in suggesting that the Wild would be better off in a scoreless game than being ahead 2-0 against the Blackhawks. That may be your winner right there, and I don't think I want to be in that. I don't think I want to be in that bracket up against that.
What's the weakest region? Is there one where you think that it's not even that strong? And
yeah, this last region, I talked before that there was the 17 seed or the 16 seed of Dick Bremer, where I think that's the seed that I think he can run, make a move all the way from 16. When he said that when Sam Deduno would be seasoned and ready for Game 7 of the World Series after pitching in the World Baseball Classic.
Right.
That's the kind of statement that can run all the way through a bracket.
Who do you think wins? Just right now, I know there's still tournament lasts how long? 2-3 weeks? How long? Who do you think has the best chance to win?
There's I'll tell you the one that I spent the most time on, the one that I kept coming back to, and the one that around the office that I kept showing people because I found it to be the most preposterous of the bunch, and it's the one by Lavelle that we just heard, in which he said, "Go for sports got you down, Wild trying your nerves, read some Twins notes, that'll make you feel better." That to me is the essence of the preposterous statement tournament right there.
I think that sums it up. We'll take a break. We'll come back for our final segment to wrap things up. We'll be back to our KFAN press box here at 1600 Utica Avenue South. It's the PSTVI selection show. It continues here on the Fan.
Live from the press box, you're listening to the Preposterous Statement Tournament Selection Show on the Fan.
I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that you're not a former professional football great.
How dare you, sir? Don't let your utter lack of achievement take you from greatness.
With the Ultimate Hall of Fame Tour, we'll take you to 4 cities, 3 Hall of Fames, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction concert. Log on for details.
Details at KFAN.com.
Carver and Tyler Nogai live their lives in the world of jewelry, and there is no store like Arthur's Jewelers. Most stores can't show you the number of diamonds or rings you deserve in making your important selection, but Arthur's can. Stop in at most stores, and you'll see the salesperson bring out 2 diamonds and a pair of tweezers with a limited number of settings. It's just not fair to you, right, gentlemen?
Absolutely. That's why Arthur's offers you thousands of diamonds, because we've developed exclusive relationships with the top putters in the world. This ensures that we have the best diamonds, thousands of unique rings for you, our valued guests.
While our vast selection is important, so is price and guarantees. Not to mention the service that comes from the state's largest family-owned jeweler. Price is important, so we constantly make sure that our prices are the best and offer the best lifetime guarantee in the state.
All of this adds up to Arthur's core philosophy. No matter what precious metal, designer, diamond shape, and size you desire, it's going to be here at Arthur's.
This Valentine's, give her the popular real rose dipped in gold or platinum, 20 brilliant colors from just $59 at Arthur's Jewelers in Roseville.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I used to struggle with contacts and glasses, but not anymore. I chose LASIK Plus for my LASIK procedure. When I researched LASIK, I found out that Dr. Awad at LASIK Plus has performed more than 24,000 procedures and has been recognized as one of the top doctors in America. That experience really mattered to me. And Dr. Awad only uses 100% bleedless technology. It seemed that everyone I asked went to LASIK Plus, so I went there too. Now I have 20/20 vision, and I'm absolutely thrilled.
At LASIK Plus, new options beyond LASIK allow even patients with reading glasses to have better vision again. Call 800-350-2020 to schedule your free consultation and save $500 if you have your LASIK procedure by March 31st. That's 800-350-2020. Call now or visit AskLASIKPlus.com to save $500. Choose LASIK Plus, because when it comes to your vision, experience matters. Results and recovery may vary. Paid actors, not actual patients. Must have treatment by March 31st.
Comment here, the only thing bigger than my ego is my prostate. 2 cups of coffee, 18 holes of golf, 8 bathroom breaks. Sound familiar? There's a solution to help your symptom. Green light laser therapy. It's innovative, minimally invasive, and like other medical treatments, does have its risks. Find out if green light laser therapy is right for you. Toll free 844-BPH-HELP or bphhealth.info. That's 844 BPH-HELP or bphhelp.info. Green light, laser therapy.
Walgreens knows that Medicare prescription drug plan users feel good at the corner of picking up prescriptions and saving some money. Now we want to help you save even more. Just switch and save. This year at Walgreens, Medicare Part D customers could save with copays as low as $0 on select Part D plans. Stop in today and we'll do the rest. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
$0 copay applies to Tier 1 generics.
The Home Depot has Gluten Duo paint and primer in one, starting at a new lower price of $25.46 a gallon. So, let's give a room a major makeover and line it budget. They paint from a brand you trust. Let's roll on fewer coats, but get more color. And a lot more. Wow. Let's do this. The Gluten Duo paint from a new lower
not even
price
that
of
much bigger because of the
$25.46 a
cover.
gallon.
That you think, well, it's
More
covered. It
saving,
does look
more
take
doing.
the cover off.
That's the power
It's
of the
still
Home Depot.
huge. Look at it.
U.S. only. See store for details.
Arthur's Jewelers, Minnesota's diamond store.
This report brought to you by Taco Bell.
I loved my
Fan
forecast.
Fan forecast for today, sunny, a high of 23 degrees. For tonight, it's going to be cloudy, low around 14, 60% chance of snow overnight. And for tomorrow,
Which one is it?
cloudy with a
What
high
song
of
is it?
31. Currently 22 degrees in the Twin Cities.
The double XL steak
give it a whirl.
nachos from Taco
We'll see
Bell
what it's
with over
like.
a pound of toppings and triple the steak. Only at Taco Bell. At participating locations for a limited time. Triple the steak based on the 1.5-ounce portion steak taco. 1 pound claim based on average weight. Individual product weights may vary.
FM 100.3.
Oh, yeah. You can make it on. Hey, welcome back to the KFAN Press Box, our final segment for our PST-VI selection show. The Preposterous Statement Tournament is brought to you by Sport Clips, Canterbury Card Casino, Xfinity by Comcast, and United Credit Consultants. The food is provided by Papa John's, Better Ingredients, Better Pizza, Papa John's, and beverages by Aspire Beverage. Christopher Oakey, he's in our audience right now. He and 25 buddies are running a PSTVI bracket through Paul Chargian's League Safe. How about that? Preposterous Statement continues to grow and grow and grow. And
Can anyone join that? Where's Chris Oakey?
Can anybody
Can
join
anyone
that?
join that?
There you go.
Is there a name they need to see? Or okay.
He'll
So anyone who
tend
wants
to be
to
the
participate.
Facebook group, and then anybody that wants to be involved can certainly do that.
How much is it? $5.
How much work time do you think manpower hours will be lost for Preposterous Statement
Lot of
Tournament?
productivity
Because, you know, they
lost.
always have that story for every NCAA tournament, how many billions of dollars are lost in productivity. Who knows, a couple $13, $14 probably lost in productivity. We're really pleased now and honored to be joined by a Preposterous Statement Tournament Hall of Famer here on stage, Mark Rosen of Channel 4
Thank
Sports
you.
fame.
It's very nice to be here. It's nice to look down on the minions and see them looking for scraps to try to get to this elevated place that I'm at, and to look down on them and understand what it took to get here. And it took a lot of heavy lifting, such as you take more vacation time than I do.
Yes, remember that classic?
I kept track. But I do want to say that one of the statements I did utter that earned me the Hall of Fame, I have my revenge this morning, because during a commercial break during the Power Trip show, when I did say the UConn women's basketball team with Maya Moore could beat a Division III men's basketball team, right? And you scoffed and laughed, and everybody got on me about it. Cheryl Reeve, the head coach of the world champion Minnesota Lynx, was in studio today. We didn't talk about this on air, but she was saying, hey, I'm looking forward to listening to the program today. She was going to listen. She didn't make the list because she says everything that she says is pretty smart. I told her what I said to earn my way in here, and she goes, well, you're absolutely right. So I went,
Okay.
well, hallelujah. No, I didn't say they
Okay.
could beat the best Division III basketball men's team, but there are a lot of them that with that team they could have.
You're trying to backpedal. Just Kevin
I
Gore.
am, but,
You learn from another one of the
anyway,
best.
I didn't. I'm very disappointed I didn't make the tournament.
Could you get her to say that on air sometime so she could get nominated for Preposterous Statement?
Next Wednesday, when she makes her weekly appearance on the Power Trip Morning Show, we'll have her. I'll ask her that question again, and I'll have her elaborate, in fact, on it, because I think it's a great. We got into a whole discussion yesterday about favorite Olympic events. Looking forward to. You would rather watch figure skating over hockey. By the way, Nino Niederreiter scored the winning goal. Spoiler alert for Switzerland. They just beat Latvia, so he picked up where he left off. So we got that. So we are looking forward to
I hear he's also going to do figure skating pairs tonight, too.
Yes, he's a
doing
very
them both.
busy
It's
guy. You blame him? See some of those women he gets to skate with? I don't blame him. So, but yeah, there's lots more to talk about. But yeah, I'm disappointed. Let me tell you something. I can't believe you still got a job between noon and 3. Nice socks, by the way. Make a nice drape out of those.
These are
they very are stylish.
They're my political socks. They have a red elephant and a blue donkey.
Very nice.
My political statement that I'm making today.
Are you disappointed you didn't make the tournament this year?
Well, I'm not disappointed because I think the Hall of Fame speaks for itself. I did get inducted into 2 Hall of Fames this year, and this one, I had that jacket you guys gave me, but got to tell you, put it on eBay, and took a rose into Hawaii with the. This was a big honor. I mean, you can see this is not exactly Cooper stuff. It takes a lot to earn your way into the Hall of Fame of this preposterous statement tournament.
Well, and you know what I find interesting, ironic, is that you didn't spend a day in the minors for broadcasting or preposterous statements.
I did not.
Neither one. You were in the major leagues right away.
Well, I mean, it's hard to believe that shockingly, and during the course of our interaction between 2 and 3, that you get me. People ask me this all the time. It's common. I said, no, he really does get me going. There's no hiding that. It doesn't